Hi, Tonya.
Hi, Lauri.
I'm in Tanya's house.
Oh, my parents' house.
It's your parents' house is what I meant. And I just wanted to ask you a question, if I could.
Yes.
What made you get interested in ventriloquist buddies?
Buddies?
I wouldn't call them a dummy, because none of them are dummies. But what made you first get interested?
Actually, holding the first one. Because I always wanted one from Lola Falana. When I saw Lola Falana on her special, she had Willie Tyler. And I sing, so I thought I wanted one figure, and I was going to do that skit, or skit like that, because I wanted to be in Vegas. I wanted to be Lola. And that was, the truth. And so, when you start getting a certain age, I thought, if you're going to get one, you better get it now. So I was really picky, and I just wanted one. But there really is something about when you actually hold and manipulate one, if it was a figure that performed, it's different. It has a whole different energy to it. And Laura, you know what I'm talking about. It's different from when you buy a new one, because a new one is like a vessel, and it's a instrument, that the ventriloquist uses to perform their show to bring joy to people. But when the ones that have performed for years, it's almost like, I want to say, their life. They spent their life trying to make people happy. And it's a stage energy that's with the figures. And with that, I felt a love for all the ventriloquists, because as a performer, you perform to make people happy, but you want to become famous. So it's like a struggle. And a lot of these people were extremely famous in their time. Yes. And they're forgotten. And I don't want them to be forgotten. And now that we have like the internet and Google, people can get on, and maybe someone doesn't want to know today, but maybe 10 years from now, 100 years from now, if someone wants to know who was Jack Beckett, the information's going to be there. And you're going to be able to see a nugget of his life. Like I'm so happy Steve Hewlett allowed Ken Dodd's figures to come to me. America, you may not know Ken Dodd, but you should. He probably is the funniest comedian ever alive. He actually had the longest range at the Palladium in the UK, 42 weeks. The man actually did at one point a 4-hour show, and he's hilarious. If you watch his videos now, just hilarious. And he was a ventriloquist, but he could actually do a skit with like this figure Dickie Mint. And when he's doing it, there's one scene that Dickie doesn't say anything. He's like, would you like to say Peter Piper picked a pickle peppers? And Dickie goes, What about the alphabet backwards? Nope. No, so it's the way he does it. And his thing was happiness and to bring joy. And we've got his figure now. The man had, they said he did more albums than the Beatles, but he performed with the Beatles. There's videos with them. The Queen of England and King Charles came to his show at Palladium. I'm like, there's just so many great stories. And see, I'll keep going. There's just so much love for the actual ventriloquist that gave life into these guys.
How old were you when you first got your first vent?
Oh, I got my first vent after the Seminole Casino.
No way.
Yes.
So this is new.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, I won that gig at the Seminole Casino. You got money with this gig. If you're ever going to get a figure, you can afford it. And I figured all I could afford was one at the time. And so it's amazing that it's turned into this. It's really amazing to me that it turned into this. And now I also restore, but I don't only restore if it's something to preserve it, or if it's already been destroyed by someone else and I'm trying to bring it back. And when I do that part, I just work on them until they feel happy. And the figures I like are the figures that look like they have personalities. And that's why I'm also doing the show. It's a pop-up museum, but I want to be a pop-up museum in a different way. I want people to actually be able to get close to the figures, something you'll never get in a real museum because they have to be protected. But like in the old days, people would let you get close, let you see. We will have some figures that people can touch and can manipulate, because that's what gets you to really love it and gets over that fear. Like the people scared of clowns until one makes you laugh at the circus.
Well, I've heard that you have one of the largest, or the largest collection of any one collector. And you're doing a great job.
I love you so much, Lauri. And I appreciate you so much.
Let me take a quick look around. So this is the House of Gold, I've heard it called in the past. And this is just some of your vents. I'm just going to do a few of these. Everything in this house is oh, thank you, it's gold. This guy is awesome. He's got everything.
He actually performed in the war, Maximilian.
No way.
Yeah, and he's got his little books. This is what I really collect, is the life. There's like little books on him, and it's Vent Road. He had people sign autographs to him and actually draw pictures for him.
Wow.
Yeah, so Maxie's
Wow.
like, he's very proud.
He's famous too.
He
Yeah.
survived.
He did. Just a quick pick because their living quarters is quite magnificent, and this house goes on and on and on, and this is only maybe 20 or 30 vents, and I think you have about 400.
It's a little more than that.
More than
Yeah,
that.
it's more than that. And there's also
Okay.
marionettes and puppets that we weren't able to display because of space. But this is the first time they're all out,
Closer.
and they're only going to be out for a while. We're doing the pop-ups. We want to travel the pop-ups because now they're in every seat just so we could get pictures and film them and catalog.
Cool.
But, you know, we don't live like this. And they don't want to be up.
Got it. Okay, thank you, Tonya. Thank you for allowing me into your wonderful, beautiful house and to see your vents.
I love you, Lauri.
I love you too. Take care.